Us live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Cup of Genre, the Daily COG, as we like to call it here at lrmonline.com and the Genreverse podcast network. Thank you so much for joining us, anyone and everyone that's listening on repeat, as well as everyone that joins us today live. I am Kyle Malone, one of the god awful hosts on this show, and the one that's ever so slightly better than me over there is Manny. How's things on the left coast, dude?
You mean on the best coast?
I didn't say it was bad. It's just on the left of the map.
Yeah, but it is the best. I do want to point that out.
I do like the Pacific Ocean as far as like visiting it better. And I live on the Atlantic, and it's just like, whatever.
Yeah, you guys sucked the Titanic.
I didn't.
Yeah, you were that iceberg. You.
I was born in Tacoma, Washington, Pierce County, Washington, on Fort Lewis. How am I responsible for that?
So out of everything in that statement, what you took is that the year was wrong. I love it.
Oh man, I like that. What do we?
All right, man.
What do we do here? We talk about everything.
Yeah. So I got something for you.
Oh,
and it's a
okay.
topic
So you just want to get into it. Let's go. What's up?
Yeah, and it's something that's been exhausted, but it's something that I think will never go away, unfortunately, and I feel bad for the people who have to talk about it because it puts them in a very awkward position. And talking about Martin Scorsese and Marvel.
Oh. What happened? What I miss? Did he talk again?
The reason I bring it up is because they asked James Gunn about it. And James Gunn had two separate comments.
I'm trying to pull it up now.
the first one is he earlier in during an interview, I think he mentioned coming out against Marvel is the only thing that would get him press for his movies. Speaking on Scorsese, he's creating his movie in the shadow of Marvel. He uses that to get attention for something he wasn't getting much attention for.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit later, though, he clarified what he meant and what he was talking about. And then he said, I love and study his films and will continue to love and study his films. I disagree with him solely on one point, that films based on comic books are innately not cinema. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, look, like you said, it's a story that won't die. Variety even puts that in somewhere in here about it's like a 2-year story. Yeah, 2-year-old story that just won't die. Look, we're all guilty of this. Like every last one of us, as we got older, looked at the people behind us, in age, and said, your generation sucks. And our parents said it about us. Their parents said it about them. Their parents said it about their parents, and so on and so on. Music, same thing. Oh, rock and roll's not music. That'll never take hold. Hip hop and R&B and rap evolution through the 80s. Oh, that won't hold. You need that classic rhythm and blues. Takes hold. Times change. Entertainment changes. Does it mean it all has to change? No. But I mean, come on. He's an old guy saying old guy things. You're one day going to be an old person saying old person things. It's just the way life
does
is.
It already.
What's that?
You do it already.
I do it all already. I mean, it's just life. Yeah, it happens. Did the zoomed in one. Oh well.
So my point in this whole fiasco is it's okay if he doesn't like Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Like, leave him alone. I don't understand why it's such a big deal that he feels that way about Marvel films, especially because that's just not the type of genre he's in, that he feels passionate about. And that's, I don't know, I don't know if people know this, but that's okay. It's super okay to be into. I mean, I know a lot of people who won't go watch a superhero movie, period,
Mm-hmm.
because they think it's stupid.
Yeah, Nick's dad Nick was telling me on the Marvel show we recorded yesterday for today. Make sure you guys check that out wherever you get your podcast from, and here on YouTube later on today. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. No, it's what's the word I was looking at? He was talking about how his dad won't watch the What If show because it's animated. Loves Marvel's stuff, has watched almost uh everything else, but won't watch the What If show because it's animated. People are like that. It's not a horrible thing to do, you know.
No, and yeah, and so if you don't like it's, I don't know. I just think that, and it's a story that won't die because obviously, especially if you haven't had a chance to talk to him or one of the directors coming up for a Marvel project, you're gonna bring it up in a junket because you want that you want that content or whatever. And then you get a line like this, and then you get other directors. You put them in a very awkward position because, like James Gunn said, he's a fan of. I mean, who isn't? Like, you, if you're into films,
Mm-hmm.
you need it. You know, Martin Scorsese is a very important name.
Oh, absolutely.
And I do not. I think that if you're I don't know, what do you want to call it, canceling him, or now you hate him because he doesn't like Marvel films, you're stupid.
Yeah, that would be over the top. I mean, everything. It just goes to show you that the sensitivity is not limited to not necessarily an age, and I don't mean general sensitivity. I mean sensitivity to opinions. You know, it's not just Gen Z or millennials. It can be, you know, boomers and Xers and everything else. The you know, last of the greatest generation as they're called. And Scorsese's going to he's going to be Scorsese until the day he dies. And he's done a lot of great things for movies. He's done a lot of great things for cinema. He's told a lot of great stories, let alone things behind the scenes and helping projects come to life and whatnot. But he himself has told a lot of really good stories. Is his genre and style going away? No. Will it go away for good ever? No. Will it come back into popularity in the future? Probably. I mean,
And
look,
then some of those.
it's fresh. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. You need to
Oh, I was
complete your
gonna
thought.
say that it's frustrating to hear him be so vehemently against certain things and know that, or not know, but you know, I have a feeling that some of it's maybe a little bit of jealousy, not necessarily in the money, but the attention and the appreciation. You know, as an artist, you want your stuff to be appreciated, right? And so I could see where there could be some jealousy. He's like, well, in my mind, these are cookie cutter. We all say that when we talk
They
about
are
certain
cookie cutter.
Marvel movies and stuff. You know, he goes, in my mind, I'm not saying he thinks or says this is my assumptions. He's thinking, you know, these are cookie cutter. Sure, people work hard on them, but I don't feel the creative process is artistic enough, and he's entitled to that opinion. Nothing we can ever do or say is ever going to change that. And while it's frustrating, because you're like, dude, you're missing out on layers. You're missing out on you know, what is artistic about it in the CGI, in putting in Easter eggs that really speak to the core audience. He doesn't necessarily look for those things. We do. We can appreciate it. Nothing he says is going to change that. It's frustrating. It's fun to talk about every now and then, but when people are literally on Twitter saying, "Oh, you know, I didn't want to start a war because rabid fans are out there, yeah, fuck James Gunn and his cookie cutter stuff," or you know, screw Martin Scorsese and his you know wannabe arts. What, guys? I say that stuff, but like, don't be adding the directors and starting crap on Twitter over it.
Well, I mean, and that's just the power of social media. You can put whatever you want, and you don't have to necessarily back it up. But it's okay to like both, and it's okay for people to dislike certain things. I mean, for me, it's obviously I grew up with comic books and X-Men and Spider-Man and Batman, so comic book movies are important to me because of that, because it's a big part of who I am. As far as a, I don't know, a nerd or whatever you want to call it, I don't know if that's even a label anymore because it's so mainstream.
Yeah, it's all. It's like
But
I just put pop culture now instead of I could just put pop culture instead of geek and pop culture, but yeah. Anyways,
it's just frustrating to see how much people hyper focus on somebody's
oh,
opinion, because it's
I got a knock. You can keep talking. One second, my kid.
okay. Well, it's an opinion, and the point is, it's okay not to like certain films. It's okay to like a certain type of genre. I wonder if the
Oh
backlash
God,
would
7-year-olds.
like would the backlash be the same if Scorsese said that DC films aren't cinema, or would people be like, oh yeah, no,
That's a
yeah,
good point.
or if he came out and
Well, the
said,
Snyderverse fans would be like, "Yes, it's fucking cinema." Or sorry about
but
second cinema.
you see what I mean? It's so
Yeah.
stupid. And like here's my point. And what I'm trying to say is that some people just don't hyper focus on a type of film, and that's okay. That's why there's a giant spectrum of films.
Mhm.
Everything from Barney and Friends all the way to something like Hostel and all that crazy shit. Um, but like look for example at the movie that just came out over the weekend, The Green Knight.
Mhm.
Highly praised by critics, highly praised by a lot of people in the industry. Honestly, The Green Knight from A24 is a beautiful film. Is it boring at times? Yes, a little bit. I fell asleep during a scene, woke up, it was still the same scene.
Not
But
good.
uh, I know, dude, it was the third movie of the day. Leave me
Oh
alone.
yeah, yeah. That's
uh,
forgivable.
Audience score on Rotten Tomatoes 53%.
Jeez.
Meanwhile, it's certified fresh. It's just because it's a different type of film, and I think most audiences didn't really understand what it was trying to accomplish. But it's a
Yeah.
very artistic film. It's a beautiful film, and but I mean, you can argue certain points about it, that it's better or worse than certain movies. Is it? I don't know. It just depends what genre that you like. But my point is, why are you going to single out somebody for saying that it's good or bad? Like, so because some people didn't like it, am I allowed to come on here and be like, yeah, these people are stupid because they don't understand cinema, or they don't like, no. Point is, it's just not their type
Thing.
of thing.
It's not
and
their
and that's what,
bag, baby.
and that's what I'm trying to say, is that Marvel movies are not Scorsese's things. Marvel movies are not a lot of actors things. There's certain actors that do not want to be part of a big giant cinema. I think Joaquin Phoenix in after doing the Joker said the only reason he did it was because it wasn't going to be part of any type of larger conglomerate, as far
Yeah.
as like an MCU or DCEU, and that the reason is because when you do like an MCU or a DCEU,
Mhm.
you focus so much on the larger universe that sometimes your characters get lost,
Yeah.
and there's no there's really not a lot of room for artistic point of views,
Mhm.
and for very concentrated storytelling, because you're always going to need to incorporate the larger universe, and that's always going to be an focused in on, rather than specific character arcs.
Yeah,
And
that's kind of like what we talked a little bit about yesterday when I was like, um DC seems to be doing that thing what I had said years ago, which is just do movies. Whatever connects. You just call it a multiverse and go from there.
right, yeah. So that's what I think, and so It's just hell. Scorsese almost directed Joker if he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
if he wasn't busy on working on The Irishman. So
That would have been trippy and very interesting to see how things would have shaken out from something
right,
like that.
I know.
How would he have felt? Because you start wondering, like, could he get away with doing it based on the script and descriptions, or would he actually read a comic book for research? Like, I don't even know if he would actually necessarily pick up a comic. He would probably be like, give me character breakdowns and motivations and the story, and I'll find it. I'll find the Joker in here.
Well, I mean,
Maybe I don't
even
know.
Todd Phillips is it's just inspired by that.
Yeah.
That movie's not the only thing that really the only thing that disappointed me about that film was the fact that they added the Bruce Wayne's parents' death scene at
Mm.
the end because it had nothing to do with Bruce Wayne. Yet they felt the need to add that little add that and I thought it was unnecessary. The movie was about Joaquin Phoenix, about Arthur Fleck specifically, and they still managed to, in a way,
Showed
connect
up.
it to a bigger universe,
Yeah.
and that was
I sorry. I
yeah good.
I watched it, and when I watched it, I was like, everything. I mean, it's actually a really boring, predictable first two acts. And you know what's going to happen in the third act, even though it's still exciting and fun. But honestly, even the twist, of what's going on in his mind versus reality is it's easy to see. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
it's a good movie. I didn't hate it. I don't think it was the greatest movie of all time. I don't necessarily think it's the greatest comic book movie of all time. Legitimately, if you just change the name Joker and change the name Wayne, you've got the exact same movie with this same message, and it's not DC at all. So that is the only reason why I can't necessarily say, hey, this is because is it really a comic book movie at its core?
No, it's inspired by a comic book
It's
character, but it's
yeah,
not supposed to. Todd Phillips spent an entire year making sure people knew
mm-hmm.
that it is
Yeah,
inspired by the comics. It's not a comic book movie.
and even then, it's like some will say, well, you could take Captain America and Winter Soldier names out of the Winter Soldier movie, and it would be no, not really. You need a
No,
lot of
you
that
can't.
background and
Yeah.
character history and stuff. So this is one of those movies where legitimately, if you change the names of the characters, it's the exact same movie and fits perfectly in Martin Scorsese's world of cinema without being a comic book movie at all. But it's still good. Don't get me wrong, guys. Anyone out there, you can send all your hate at the social media information below.
Scott doesn't love it because it doesn't have a Marvel stamp on it.
Yeah, I don't love everything Marvel does, but
And that's why he's so excited for Venom.
don't. Why would you bring up Sony on a live show, man? We got other things to do and
Well, you don't
talk
have to
about.
pursue it. You could just walk away.
I
Walk
can't.
away
I
and go to
can't.
the next topic.
I can't. It hurts so bad.
Uh,
Anyways, yeah. Speaking of our next topic, when I get things ready for the live show in the mornings, I gotta put something for SEO in the title. We don't quite have the audience yet to just be like, hey, we're live, show up. So, I would love to be able to do that. So please hit subscribe, follow us. Share with friends and family, and help it get to where I don't have to try to guess what's going to be on the docket. But this is actually interesting to talk about, and I'm going to get to talk about it twice because it'll be on the Cantina tomorrow as well, along with other Star Wars topics. But dude, want to talk about horrible ideas? Marvel and Star Wars together. I know a lot of you already are like, oh, that's the greatest idea ever. Like I did it with
No,
my
no.
superhero action figures, but no, this is a garbage idea. Even in a cartoon. First off, Star Wars is a movie in the Prime MCU. Peter Parker already gave us that bit of
Yeah, he did.
golden stuff in what was Civil War,
Mhm.
and with the Empire Strikes Back reference, and not to mention, guys, it's just a stupid idea. Like I'm sorry to the director and the writer. Spoke with Collider. They have this interview. You guys can watch it right here on their homepage, where they are asked about what they wanted to do, could have done, specifically dealing with Star Wars, and they said they pursued it. They tried to see, and basically Marvel was like, hey, you guys have this big sandbox with the whole MCU. We have pretty much everything. They even get to play with Spidey a bit. Don't push your luck, dude. They were so, I don't know if you watched the whole video, but they were so freaking giddy about the idea. I hate this idea. What about you?
That's a stupid idea. Yeah, no, leave it alone.
Yeah,
I don't.
absolutely.
I don't know in what capacity that would seem like a good idea. Um. Yeah. No.
See, look at them.
Sorry.
They're all giddy about putting Gotcha Man into what if season 2. Like I don't know. To me, this is getting back to people that don't care about world building. They're the same types that put themselves in all their projects. They just want to see
The world burn.
something. Yeah, basically. So excited, so happy about. Could we put animated Luke Skywalker? You know what? The only time I want to see Star Wars in the MCU, dude, is Peter Parker watching Empire Strikes Back.
I don't want to see Luke Skywalker in anything anymore. They need to. They needed. I thought we were wrapping that up. I thought that was what the next 3 movies were for.
Yeah,
I thought we were working on the next mythos.
Exactly. Let's
but no, we're not.
here.
We're still
On
we're
Skywalker.
still on Skywalker. And what was the big twist at the end of Mandalorian 2? Freaking Skywalker. I mean, like, yeah, it seems like it's something that we're never going to be able to get. Look, I love Skywalker. Fine, I love the original movies. I like some of the prequels. Screw you, Kyle, if you don't think so.
Garbage.
Kyle over here, ladies and gentlemen, spitting snot rockets on live TV, streaming. That is classy.
I'm a classy person. I don't know what you're talking about. I drink Dr. Pepper every morning. That's classy.
Dr.
And I care about my health, so it's diet.
Dr. Pepper's terrible, but that is that's a fight me opinion. My daughter loves Dr. Pepper.
I do want to clarify one thing. We both love the OT. We both love Luke's story from at least 4 through 6. We're not against Luke Skywalker himself. We're just like, guys, there's a whole galaxy out there and thousands of years of history. Let's explore a little bit. That's all. So, anyways, you got more thoughts? Or is that it?
I think that's it.
I hate it. No,
I had the idea because here's the thing. I've watched 3 episodes of What If,
right?
And the storytelling is fantastic.
Cool. And I'm excited about
that. I love you and Nick are gonna have such a good time
talking about it
on Marvel Multiverse, whatever day of the week it is now. Because it's so rich with Easter eggs and nostalgic moments from the last 10 years of the MCU.
Very cool.
And it twists them, it makes things different, and then it even adds other characters that you never thought would be in a specific situation. And it makes for kind of for surprises, yet a nostalgic feel. And so it's what's with familiar, and it all helps that a lot of the cast are back. Right now, if you look on our webpage, and it's right there too, just to plug it, I put up a piece about. Oh, there it is. During a press event with Brian Andrews, and he talked a lot about um, his thoughts on working with Chadwick Boseman for what will be the last time we see him in a Marvel project, and we're going to see him not necessarily as King T'Challa, but we're going to see him more as that Star-Lord character,
Mm,
and how excited Boseman was to be able to portray his character as something other than royalty, and how much fun he had with it, and how much fun they had working with him. So on that article, all types of great comments. It's a very emotional scene at the end because you kind of realize what it is.
mhm.
That's while Endgame was the last time we got to see him as a live action T'Challa, this will be the last time,
Yeah.
period, in his participation in the MCU. And it comes also, it comes a pretty long time after, unfortunately, he passed.
Mhm.
So it's very meaningful and very. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little emotional at the end because I realized how important that episode was, and I enjoyed the fact that he got to portray someone a little bit in a lighter, fun fashion.
Nice. It's good. I don't care for the animation style, and I told
I
Nick
don't either.
that it's in the line work, like how the lines stick out against background, and also how I don't know how to phrase it better. Everything looks stiff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Everything feels really, really. I can't put it any other way than it just looks stiff the way they move the line work, and I don't care for the actual physical designs. I just don't. I get it. There's nothing wrong with them. It's not hitting me, right? And it is what it is. But I'm super stoked, especially after you were like, dude, these stories are good, because you also agreed, like you just did, the animation doesn't get to you. So that's awesome if you can get past the animation because the stories are that fun, and the Chadwick Boseman one hitting that hard. I'm stoked about it. I can't wait to watch it.
yeah, it's I went in there with really mild expectations because of that, because I thought the animation would take me out of it at certain points. It really didn't, because I was so invested in what in the story they were telling. The third episode is wild. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. But I'm glad that there have been reports that Peggy Carter is going to be returning in her role in the second season of What If, because she was dope.
Cool.
And
That's
now
awesome.
I'm
I'm
like,
dying,
man.
by the way.
Now I'm like, man, maybe they should have kept Peggy Carter live action a little bit longer, because she's pretty freaking cool.
Well, they tried with the show, which was halfway fucking decent,
It's
but
just funny because like people will clamor for certain things and then not watch it.
yeah, that's 100% true.
Look what happened with Matt Ryan's Constantine.
Hmm.
It horrible ratings on NBC. I thought it was such a good show. But then again, I also think that you don't put a show on a Friday. You don't put a show like that on a Friday night. And nobody's
Yeah.
watching shows on Friday night. Well, I mean, I am, but
Well, we have to.
yeah. Uh, um, and then it went off. It went to Netflix, and all of a sudden, it became popular. And he ended up now being part of Legends of Tomorrow. But
Hmm.
it comes to show finicky fans.
It happens.
I
We've
know.
talked about like Superman Returns, how everyone was like, "Oh, it's so boring. There's no action. This is
I still think that
garbage."
movie's terrible.
And then yeah, but you know exactly what I'm about to say next.
Yeah.
Man of Steel comes out, and everyone's like, "Oh no, we wanted a Donner Superman. Where's Donner's version of Superman 2? That's what we wanted, motherfucker."
Yeah.
They gave it to you. It's over there. It's not great, because I hate to tell you this. The Donner films get a lot of boost from nostalgia, and they're amazing for what they are and what they did, but Superman Returns is a Donner Superman.
Hey, you're right. And
100%.
Brandon Routh is a fantastic Superman.
Yeah.
When they
Not a
during the Crisis on Infinite Earths, when they gave him the suit for a little bit, it was like, oh, come on, guys. He was great. Couldn't they?
Mhm.
My issue with Superman Returns. Maybe I was a little harsh on it, but I thought that they focused way too much on the Superman Lois part, and it for me it became kind of a chick flick. That's the way I describe it.
Yeah,
Um,
I could
but I
not
love Kevin Spacey as
disagree.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And you're right. The Donner Superman, that's Superman Returns. So anytime people complain about Man of Steel that way, I think Warner Brothers should virtually throw a Blu-ray in their face and said, "There you," and with the post-it that says, "There you go,"
There
and a
you
middle
go.
finger.
Here's your Donners. Here's your Donners Superman that you guys didn't go see in theaters. Oh man, you know what everyone is going to see though? This ad from Grow Generations, where the pros go to grow everything you guys can imagine for all sorts of home, garden and other growing needs and purposes. So yeah, take it away, my significant other.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. From propagation to harvest, they have everything you need for your special garden. Grow Generation serves customers across the nation and carries a wide inventory of renowned cultivation brands. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. Thank you, Christine, for recording that, and thank you again, everyone that's been watching, listening, live or on replay. And again, please hit like, share, subscribe, all of that wonderful stuff. Whew, what if, dude? I still can't get over. I mentioned people inserting themselves into things, and that idea of inserting having these wild fantasies, and it's like, yeah, sure. And when I talk about, I don't want to see Luke Skywalker in the MCU. Yeah, guys, I mean that wholeheartedly. I don't outside of like a Lego game, outside of a fighting game or a racing game, I don't ever want to see Marvel and Star Wars together. Not in any type of seriousness. Like the Simpsons stuff that they do, the parodies, that works beautifully. Why? Because the Simpsons have already done that before they were part of Disney. They already did comic book parodies and Star Wars and Star Trek parody. Hell, almost every cast member that's been alive in the original series while the Simpsons has been on has voiced themselves or some parody on the Simpsons and Futurama. So it makes sense when they do something like that, but I don't know, man. Do you get upset when creators put themselves in works like this by chance? And I'm talking like in a significant way, like they design a whole character off themselves, or they change an existing character to and I'm not talking like a long arc. I'm talking like one shots and side stories, or it's just kind of weird. Like I don't know. Is it weird? It's weird to me.
Nope. Everybody does it. Hell, I'd do it too.
It's weird to me.
Think about it. Quentin Tarantino does it often. Taika Waititi does it all the freaking time.
I'm not talking about writing a character for you to play. I'm talking about putting you in it, not a character that you play. I'm talking about like when someone. I don't want to give it any freaking FaceTime. Let's talk somebody I don't care if I mention Pablo Hidalgo, right? The holocron keeper. Mr. Star Wars canon is sacred until it's not, and then it's whatever it needs to be, right? Mm-hmm. That's his words. I'm paraphrasing some stuff, but the Star Wars canon is whatever it needs to be. He creates this character, I forget its name, and he literally puts himself into the MCU, or not MCU, into the Star Wars canon. Not a character that he plays, puts himself in there. The character's designed on him with his personality, his traits. I can't remember if it's a portmanteau of his name or some play on something else, but that's what I'm getting at. That type of stuff, it's irksome, man. I don't know why.
No, it's pretty dumb. I thought you meant like a cameo or kind of
no. That's fine. Like Kevin Smith, I'm cool with that. So
it'd be like me making me and putting myself in whatever.
it'd be you writing Harley Quinn and then saying the new police lieutenant that she's interacting with in her arc is you, and you name him, maybe the middle name is Emmanuel, or the last name you keep Gomez, and he's based off of you, and you're like, I've waited all my life. All I ever wanted to be was a character in a comic. Like, I got that, but is a big DC name the place for it? Why not put yourself into a original work? You know what I don't know. It just kind of seems odd, and sometimes it comes off really, really pretentious.
And you go, yeah, egocentric. I get it.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's one of those little bit bitchy moments I was having. Bad Batch season 2 announced officially. We got an email. It will launch in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Disney did announce this. The entire Lucasfilm animation team and I would like to thank Disney Plus. This is from Dave Filoni and our fans for the opportunity to continue telling the story. Jeez, dude, how much more time do we need to spend between episodes 3 and 4?
Well, I mean, Bad Batch had I'm kind of done with that whole side of the universe, but Bad Batch in particular had a very interesting take on seeing what some of those clone troopers would have to go through without resources and having to adapt. And I think that's what I found super interesting about the Bad Batch in particular. How much more I want out of it though? I don't know.
Just no. That's funny.
It's better than getting more Skywalker stuff. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's got their high hopes up because of the Luke Skywalker and Grogu poster, and the fact that the guy that fixed, quote unquote, fixed the CGI for deepfake or whatever it's called for Mando season 2 Skywalker. That's got everyone's hopes up that we're going to see a live action Luke show or Jedi Academy show. I'm not against a Jedi Academy show, but I don't want it to be live action. I would prefer it to be animated, but I don't want Filoni and animation. I don't want Bad Batch, Clone Wars, Rebels animation, and I don't want Resistance animation. Go to the drawing board. I know I'm a weave and everything. It doesn't need to be anime. We got Star Wars visions for that, but look at people that are influenced by modern action and things like that in animation, and bring us that. Like, do you want to see a live action? I mean, no, right? You don't want any Luke at all, but would you at least be cool with like an animated series that did cover the Academy? Like, at most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think an animated series would be great. And and unlike you, if it's the same style as the rest of it, I'm fine.
Yeah. I hope that would be the show that could get me to enjoy my first, because my biggest problem with the ones that already exist minus Resistance is I don't have that connection to the prequel trilogy. I don't like them, and because I didn't like them, I didn't care to see a story that makes them better. I didn't care about the character. You know what I'm saying? And then I know a lot of people are like, skip season 1 of both Rebels and Clone Wars, and I'm like, well, I already tried the 3-episode rule for season 1 of both, and it's like I didn't like it. So that's like two strikes. So it really gets hard to go back to that pool and try to get in again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. I've already been burned twice in my mind, and that's not me saying that it's not good. It's just, it's not for me.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
No, nothing wrong with that. See, it's for him. It's for his kid. My kid doesn't get into it that much, but he's freaking weird. All of the great cartoons he used to watch, he won't watch anymore. It's like he hit that that 12-year-old age of I'm better than my 11-year-old friend who still watches Teen Titans Go or whatever. He hits that at 7. Pfft, Titans, Gumball. At least he still likes classic Turtles, Ghostbusters, likes his anime, and still digs most of the like CGI animated movies like Wreck-It Ralph and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's fine. I hope Bad Batch is good in season 2. I don't see. It's like resources being wasted to me. Like there's other things to do, other things to see, and I know
That's
that
how
they're
I feel
doing
about
some
the
of
entire.
it.
That's how I feel about Luke Skywalker and his story. There's so many other things you can do and see. And Bad Batch is actually one of those that I agree with. That I think was a very interesting story
Because it's not Skywalker
because
centric.
it's not. Yeah, and it's
Is it even Jedi Sith centric?
their Jedi are being killed left and right. It's about
Right,
this
but
group
is it
of
like Force centric, like the stuff about the
no,
Lord? Okay,
no, it's
yeah,
not.
that's cool.
Because it's about clones trying to figure out what side that they want to be on. It's just, well, clones that don't have that are quote unquote
The
defective.
obediency, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I think what I also liked about it is going through the season was watching them go to other systems who are trying to figure out what to do. Also, do they bow down to the Empire? Do they fight? And trying to figure out what is right, what is wrong, and what is best for them, and the politics behind Order 66 and what that did to the entire galaxy. I think that's what I appreciated more is you get to see the larger scale of the impact of that order besides the Jedi being turned on by Palpatine.
I love that type of stuff because the EU was filled with that type of stuff, right? And sorry, I really enjoy it, but the way it's presented in stuff like that Bad Batch and whatnot, it doesn't hit me. It's too kiddish, and again, it's not made for me. I'm not saying it shouldn't exist or it needs to change. It's just why I don't watch it. But it's happening. Season 2. Congratulations for all the fans, and congratulations Disney, Lucasfilm, Filoni, and cast and crew on getting another season. I think Cam said there's 2 episodes left. I think 1 or 2 weeks left. So we'll see what shakes loose out of it and what the finale's like. There's a lot of people. It's a 2-parter finale starting tomorrow. So I know a lot of people are looking for connections from this into the Mandalorian. I've heard things about Omega and whatnot. We'll see. I don't know if we're gonna get a major Mandalorian era reveal from this. I don't know. What do you think? You think this is going to push any of the post Return of the Jedi stuff forward? Yeah, I didn't think so.
I mean, Filoni's been really good at not doing that. So
yeah. I wonder why he likes playing in that era so much.
I think because the story is so vague.
It's not vague anymore. They got 7.
Well, it was, and he's the one who filled it up.
Yeah,
but appreciate it.
Right, but then he goes back and then goes back and is going back.
Well, technically, he's not going back. He's moving forward. It's not like he's staying in the same spot. He told the story
in and around the Clone Wars. I mean, Rebels takes place between 2 and 3, and this is through 3 and 4, and this is between 3 and 4. Season 2 between 3 and 4. I'm just saying. It's just saying, man. Just saying.
If there's any room, if there's any room for stories, it's there, and they're at a point now where they've reached and now surpassed Order 66. So season 2 will say a lot about how much more I think they have to tell.
Yeah,
because like I said, they're not focusing on Jedi specifically.
Yeah,
this is a very centric story. Yeah,
I love my favorite EU books are the ones that don't have much to do with the big three, Han, Luke, and Leia, and don't have much to do with the Force on either side. I love stuff like Rogue Squadron, the X-wing series, including the Wraith Squadron books. I like the they're not the greatest, but the Tales books, Bounty Hunters and Jabba's Palace. I really enjoyed even the big arcs that were Jedi centric. I liked following characters that weren't Solos or Skywalkers. It was great. It was a lot of fun. I hope we can get to that with Star Wars, and I again will say I hope no outside of seeing it on like a poster on a movie screen or TV screen in a movie or show over at Marvel. I don't want Star Wars characters over there. I don't.
No,
No.
you have enough Marvel characters to play with. And then there's gonna be 3 people who are gonna be like, "But they do Marvel comics. Also, they're part of the universe." Watch, bet.
Yeah, it's publishing. Look, it could be fun for some. I got it. Sure. I don't know. I'm like, let's get Star Wars consistently good again before we start messing with things. Anyways, Manny, I think that's going to about do it for us today live here on the Daily Cup of Genre. Everyone that did join us, peeked in, thank you so much. Everyone that's watching us on repeat, listening to us on repeat, once again, please do take some time, hit that subscribe button. It's red. It says subscribe on it. Please hit it. Unless you're colorblind, then I'm not, depending on your color blindness, it might be a different color. Regardless, it says subscribe, so please hit it. And then hit the bell so you know when all the great podcasts like the Marvel Multiverse Mayhem, the Marvel, or excuse me, the Star Wars podcast, the Cantina. What else we got? The Anime Versal reviews and then Anime Versal Midnight Run, which will be out this weekend with Chobits. And the puppets are back indeed. So check that out. And yeah, on the YouTube channel, we also have a lot of amazing interviews, and then lrmonline.com every day for all of your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. Manny, what's up, man? What's going on? People talking to us.
People talking to us. People talk to us. I had a last minute interview, which was fantastic, with Veronica Falcon. She stars in Disney's Jungle Cruise as Trader Sam. So that was a lot of fun. It was 10-15 minutes. She also gives a little bit of update on Ozark's final season, because she has a pretty decent role in it as well that she didn't want to talk too much about, but was excited to share about. She was also had a minor role in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and she told a little bit of a story on what happened on the day that they found out they had to take off because of COVID protocols and how that affected her character. She was very nice, and that was a great interview, and it's up right now on our YouTube. It'll be on our site a little bit later today. We have short circuit interviews with animators or just employees of Disney who had a great idea for an animated story, and they're able to tell it thanks to the short circuit program, which I think is really cool that they do. That's how they've been internally been able to find kind of the next big talent or whatever. Us Again was directed, I forget the director's name, but he did Puddles on season 1, and now he's doing kind of featured items too for Disney. So it's really cool. And you could actually watch them now because they debuted yesterday on Disney Plus. So yeah, those are a few of the things, and I know that I will be covering Paw Patrol and Candyman this weekend, so very excited for that. And yeah, I'll add in a lot more. Like I always said, make sure to stay tuned because there's a little bit of something for everyone.
Indeed. With that, guys, please do again subscribe, follow, like, share. We try our hardest to be the reliable news source and a reliable source of various opinions. Breaking Geek Radio is another podcast I forgot to mention. They're up on Fridays as well. Nick Dahl, Jonesy, and Jammer. Very vastly different crew than myself and Manny, or myself, Christine, and Brian over at Anime Versal. So it's a lot of fun, and yeah, guys, we would love to expand and become a part of your daily day. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Please again, like, share, subscribe, and yeah, we'll talk to you next time. Bye.